On this episode of Tiger Vision, we hit the ground running with a local road race, interview the cutest dogs in town playing dress-up for Halloween, and get the inside story on one of the spookiest haunted houses in New England. These stories and more on this episode of Tiger Vision.
Hello and welcome to this fall episode of Tiger Vision. I'm Kieran Wajsfelner.
And I'm Maddie A.L. With each episode, we aim to spark interest in our Newton North community.
First, Aidan and Leary take us down to Paddys Pub for their 16th annual road race.
Over the past 16 years, the Paddys Road Race has become a tradition for many families around Newton. On race day, runners, spectators, and vendors crowd Elm Street, looking for a day of fun while helping a good cause, with all proceeds going to Newton Athletes Unlimited, the group that organizes recreational programs for individuals with disabilities. I decided to go to the race to check it out.
I'm here at the 16th annual Paddys Road Race. It is 8:30 in the morning, so as you can see, the race itself hasn't started yet, but everyone is here setting up, getting ready for the event.
Volunteers work hard to make this event possible. I was able to meet with two of the O'Haras, who have run Paddys Pub and the road race for the past 16 years.
We get here at 5 in the morning with Mark, Kelly, John, and Carl, and from there, we have a lot of fun with the rest of the day. Good cause, try and do our best by the city, raise some money as we go. Pretty much everyone from both restaurants know that they're going to come and be involved in the race.
It's a great day. Great day. A lot of people have a lot of fun, and we're expecting this to be our biggest year ever. In total, we're guessing there'll be 4,000 people in West Newton Square for this today. 1, 2, 3, go!
First were the children's races, where kids ages 1 through 12 could compete with each other and with Lucky the Leprechaun.
These kids are pretty fast.
They're all faster than me. Unbelievable they start so young running. I haven't won a race yet today, so it's pretty embarrassing.
Okay, there's a huge green kangaroo over there. Woo. Yeah. That was incredible.
After hanging with Joey and Lucky, I headed across the street, where a crowd had assembled in front of Paddys Pub.
You guys having fun today?
Yeah, a lot of fun. It's a nice place.
What are you doing here at the race?
Just having fun, just getting out, being part of the community. We got a couple of physical challenges that you can do, football toss, push-up, sit-up challenge, pull-up challenge. Just see how many you can knock out, compete against us, compete against your friend, that kind of thing, maybe win a couple prizes.
We're handing out leis and we're handing out free yogurt carts. How about take one? Go right ahead.
It's your first time running?
For me it is. I used to run before.
3 times before.
Yeah.
How'd you do before?
I don't want to say. She beat me.
She's the one to watch.
Are you guys ready for the big reveal here?
That is right. The race looked like so much fun that I signed up to run earlier that day.
I've never run 3 miles before, so we'll see how I do. Wish me luck.
The race consisted of a 3-mile course that both started and ended at Paddys. Of course, I didn't even come close to winning the race. The winner passed the finish line after about 15 minutes, shortly followed by Newton North's own Sean Walsh. About 12 minutes later, I had finished my 3-mile run.
I think I can speak for everyone in saying that we all had a great time here at the Paddys Road Race. So we're just going to finish up this hot dog and go home. For NNTV, this is Aidan Leary signing off.
Thanks, Aidan. Make sure to sign up for Paddys Road Race next year.
Second, Erick takes us to Downtown Crossing for an annual costume parade for dogs.
That's literally a dog in a costume. I'm here in Downtown Crossing for the 4th annual Doggone Halloween Costume Contest, where different dogs come in to parade around their different costumes to win different prizes. Let's go find out more and, ask a few questions.
The dogs and their owners are the heart and soul of this parade, and I found some great costume contenders to answer a few questions.
So can you tell me who you and your dog are dressed up as?
I'm Ash Ketchum, and this is Pikachu.
Now, what inspired you to come here to this dog costume parade and dress up like this?
Well, she's newly adopted, so this is like my first experience here, so we just thought it'd be fun.
Here at the Doggone Halloween Costume Contest, I will officially submit my vote for the geisha.
Come on up. Here we go. Who wants to take? Let's start with the.
I am 100% geisha. I've never been more geisha than I am right now.
She is Zero Skellington, and I'm Jack Skellington from Nightmare Before Christmas. We've adopted her over the summer, and we've been working for 2 months on making these costumes. So we just kind of found a couple different costume contests on Facebook, and here we are. It's a shame to put so much work into these costumes and not kind of show them off a little bit.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, I hope you the best of luck in all these competitions. And it is a great costume. I don't know if you know it, but
yeah, I made that.
This is the top of the costume. So I mean, it's just an entire
bike helmet in there, paper mache.
This is really, really intense. This is great.
David Erdős may have the coolest job ever, organizing and photographing this dog parade. He also answered the question, why does an event like this even exist?
We started it because we have a growing residential population down here in downtown Boston, and we have a lot of dogs. What a great way to bring people a great event, a destination event, and it attracts hundreds of spectators, people who are just like walking down the street and just say, that's a dog in a Halloween costume. I literally, in the past years, have heard people on the phone talking to their mom, talking to their dog, their dad, and say, I have to go, there's lots of dogs in costumes. People are coming and bringing their dogs, and it's attracting lots of people to let them know that Downtown Crossing is a great neighborhood, it's a great place to be.
In order to find out how this event has rooted itself in the community, I asked a few onlookers some questions about the parade.
How'd you find out about it?
Facebook, and my school sent out an email about events this weekend, so it was Halloween costume for dog parade, obviously. I gotta go.
Do you have a favorite dog costume?
I really like when dogs are dressed up as pumpkins. I think that's really cute. I dressed my dog up as a pumpkin one time.
Saw the event on Facebook, and I wanted to go because it's my lunch break, and I love dogs, so.
Now, you maybe haven't seen a whole lot of dogs, but do you see a costume right now that you particularly love? It's Pikachu, yeah.
Yeah, the Pikachu one is pretty awesome.
And then if you also look, her owner is Ash Ketchum too.
Oh, no way! Oh my god, that's amazing.
How about my costume?
It's not a lot of effort.
It's not convincing at all then? How about my costume?
Great.
Yeah? Awesome, thank you. I got a great costume.
What are you supposed to be?
I'm a dog. Do you not see my dog head?
Costume confusion aside, the parade was a lot of fun to watch. Maybe now you have a reason to dress up with your dog, or you just want to see one of the cutest spectacles in Downtown Crossing. Signing off for NNTV, this is Erick Liu.
Thanks, Erick. Those are some pretty cute dogs, but the cutest was definitely Erick's hat.
Absolutely. Next up, SFX artist and reporter Kaylin Agnew brings us a behind-the-scenes look at the monsters and makeup at Barrett's Haunted Mansion.
Hi, my name is Caitlin Agnew, and I've been coming here to Barrett's Haunted Mansion since I was very young. And I came here today to figure out what it's like to create this terrifying mayhem.
I went down to the ticket booth with butterflies in my stomach to meet Mary Costello,
the president of Barrett's, a person who helped create what inspired me to teach myself SFX makeup. She gave me an insight to how Barrett's began.
Barrett started because this used to be a miniature golf course, and we had an empty house. And someone said, what should we do with that house? And I said, we should make it into a haunted house. And everyone said, that is ridiculous. So here we are 26 years later.
Many of these monsters and mayhem creators don't always have money on their mind. Many of them are volunteers or just work for the Halloween season.
Everybody who works here is a professional in so many different aspects of life. Some of them are graphic artists, some of them are makeup artists, some of them are just clerks somewhere. They all have different jobs, but what brings us all together is our passion for Halloween.
After talking with Mary, I went down to the trailer where the actors put on their hair and makeup, and I got really overwhelmed. I started crying.
Super tender.
Very happy I'm not wearing eyeshadow today. I got really happy, and I found really cool stuff. And after I was done with my roller coaster of emotions, I talked to a few of the actors about the Barrett's community and what it means to them.
Fun. It's a lot of fun, and if you're not having fun here, then you're not in the right place.
It's super fun. It's definitely like a good escape from like real life and my other job.
I mean, these people are like family to me. I mean, it means it's like a second family. So I mean, it means family. It means fun. It means creativity. It means an awful lot.
This is like home, like a second home to me. You know, like everybody's weird, but they accept you for it. It's awesome.
The love and fun these people have for each other helps create stronger scares, and is shown throughout the faces of everyone here, including myself. For NNTV, I'm Caitlin Agnew.
Thanks, Caitlin. I got spooked just watching that.
And while Barrett's focuses on the more fantastical aspects of what you might see in a horror movie, Andressa Silva shows us the more human side of witches, who even practice their craft right here in Newton.
Do you like to be called in circle? Christina. And how do you come to circle? With plenty of sarcasm and happiness. Come here.
When we think about witchcraft, we usually think about the Wicked Witch of the West, or witches who wear all black and perform rituals, like the moon ritual filmed by my partner.
Great Spirit, we ask you to join us in this circle. Grant us the power of strength, protection, compassion, and wisdom. Hail and welcome.
Hail and welcome. The umbrella term witchcraft encompasses a variety of beliefs that are unknown to many people. Each is unique and can be learned from. Meet Evelyn, a Wiccan, a denomination of witchcraft, with her own unique style.
Wiccans are people who follow a faith that's closely related to witchcraft, but you don't have to be Wiccan to practice witchcraft. So all Wiccans are witches, but not all witches are Wiccans.
I asked Evelyn more about what she practices in Wicca.
I've been practicing with potion making, and I've been studying divination. When it comes to divination, I specialize in the runes. What I prefer to do is use pumpkin seeds. This one is Othala. It's the rune of physical and non-physical ancestral property. Its one-word definition is roots. And basically, you invoke Othala to support the traditions and values of one's family, and it deals with one's heritage. Every new moon, I use the runes to predict what my coming month will be like, and then I make my plans around what they reveal. Basically, what's important to know about divination is that it shows only what is most likely to happen if you continue along your current path.
Evelyn keeps a book that documents these practices and her experiences.
This is my Book of Shadows. Every witch has one. You need it because it's something that helps to center you in your craft and helps to affirm that your craft is your connection with the greater power of spirit, of which we are all a part. The Book of Shadows is written in magical alphabets. I've studied Theban and Runic, so that's what mine is written in. Like, these are lists of potion recipes. These are candle divinations. So as you can see, it's sort of an anthology of everything that I've studied that's meaningful to me. It's sort of a symbol of how I interact with witchcraft. And it's something that takes a lot of effort to work on, but it's something that's a great tool, and it's a personal symbol of power.
Despite being well-versed in certain aspects of Wicca, Evelyn is not a fully initiated Wiccan.
I know that there's a seeker ceremony that you can undergo to sort of affirm that you're following along this spiritual path. It's a serious devotion to closely studying this art, so I want to wait until I'm settled in my adult life before I fully dedicate myself to this path.
Hopefully, Evelyn will continue adding her own little flair to witchcraft. Reporting from NNTV, this is Andressa Silva signing off.
Thanks, Andressa.
With the freshman elections over, Reid brings us a special look into the candidates who ran.
This is newly elected freshman class president, Keshav Desiabatla. This story is not about him.
Okay, can I have you say your name and spell it for the camera?
Spell it?
Yeah.
Okay, my name is Ian Dickerman.
My name is Benjamin Rennell.
I am running for class president.
I am running for president.
I'm running for class president.
These are the people who didn't win the election.
I was never really thinking about running for class president before until they announced that, there's student elections. I was like, okay, why not?
I interviewed them before the elections, after just a few weeks in Newton North. I talked to them about their campaigns and what they hoped to do as president.
All through middle school and the end of elementary, I was taken as like group leader for projects and whatnot, and a lot of people liked the way I ran stuff.
I mean, my student government experience is limited to student council from like 5th, 6th, and 7th grade.
I don't know, I like to think that I'm charismatic enough to be able to inspire a sense of like new direction and change in a positive way.
I think about every other person says that, oh, I think I can be relatable to a majority of people, but I legitimately think that I can. I enjoy making short, really bad videos. So I made a series of 5 of them. I'm not super big into social media, but that was the best way to reach as many people as possible.
I decided to run for president because I really like hearing different people's ideas and thoughts and putting them together.
I was looking through online for different things a class president could do, and one of them was called a Beautify Day. So we threw up like posters, banners, balloons, just have a good time like getting together and really connecting. 9th grade like end of the year celebration. I'd really like to try to do that.
If I'm elected, I really want people to understand that their voice matters and that I will listen to them and take their thoughts into consideration.
I'm not making crazy promises like I will make sure I'll raise a ton of money or anything like that. I'm trying to lay like the groundwork for future to come.
But for these candidates, the future didn't come this year. A few weeks after the election, I checked back in with them and asked them how they were doing.
Oh, I've just been dying with grief. It really hits me hard. I've been completely fine. Everything has gone as usual.
I've been doing pretty well. I was a little bit disappointed and surprised by the results. But other than that, it's mostly okay.
I've been playing soccer. I'm in mock trials, so we had one of our tournaments, which is pretty fun.
I asked them what advice they'd give themselves before the election if they could.
I'd tell myself that the areas I targeted aren't actually as important to everyone as I thought they'd be.
Write a better speech, because mine was really bad. I just don't think I put enough thought into it, and I didn't practice it enough, so I was really nervous and I kind of stuttered a bit.
Don't be as quiet, maybe. Try being louder about things you're concerned about.
Some other people had really good speeches.
Any stand out?
Ben Ronnell's was really good.
My speech, I felt I put a lot of time into it, and I tried to make it very good. If there's something that a lot of people see wrong, or something that I could change, I'd like to try to be able to fix that in whatever way I can.
I asked them about their hopes for the future, both in the elections and in general.
I'd say I'm looking forward to the state's competition for mock trial in the spring, which is really fun. Kind of excited for that. And for tennis season.
I hope to make it through French class, and I hope that I'll be able to run again and maybe win, and do something that I find important for the school.
Maybe vice president.
Yeah, I'd like to run for maybe SFA next year, or a different position, and then work my way back up to class president.
I had a blast kind of campaigning and doing my own little thing for this time. Yeah. So why not try again?
I don't know, I like the idea of actually being able to get my piece out and trying to help people.
Do you have anything you'd like to say to the class of 2021?
Whoever wins, whether that's me or somebody else, I'd like to say congratulations.
I would tell the class of 2021 that we are pretty awesome, and if we all work together, we can solve all the problems we're going to face.
Reporting for NNTV, I'm Ian Reid.
Thanks, Ian.
Speaking of sleepy, Lilly Hacsi gives us a look into the different sleep habits of students here at North.
As teenagers, sometimes the world can be overwhelming. With busy schedules and high expectations, the average teen gets little more than 7 hours of sleep every night. To get an idea of how much sleep teenagers are supposed to get on a regular basis, I spoke with Miss Malkin, a member of the counseling department here at North.
So teenagers should get between 8.5 and 9.5 hours of sleep. The National Sleep Foundation is really clear on that. And it impacts all parts of students' lives. And so it impacts mood. It definitely impacts concentration. It impacts learning, relationships, emotion regulation. It impacts everything.
I spoke with some teenagers to see how they think sleep affects them.
Sometimes when I don't sleep enough, there's like a dull pain in the back of my head, like kind of fuzzy, but it's okay because I can still do schoolwork, so it all works out.
I feel like the less sleep you get, the more stressed out you are. So it's just not healthy and you're constantly tired. And you never feel like you're awake.
Lack of sleep, yeah, it definitely makes it more difficult to focus because I have to almost constantly remind myself, don't fall asleep, it's still school. You can wait until it's 2 in the morning.
My lack of sleep can make it harder for me to concentrate. And when I do get a large amount of sleep, I always feel so refreshed and I feel like I'm ready to start my day.
Some researchers talk about students feeling like they're in a haze, and they're so used to it they don't even realize until they get enough sleep. And when they do, it's almost like when you get your glasses on, it's like, oh, the world is a little clearer. So it's really hard. You're trying even harder, and you're always behind.
Although it may sound hopeless, it is possible to get more sleep. Here are some tips and tricks for getting to bed earlier.
I usually leave my phone downstairs and have it plugged in so I know if it's plugged in, if it's downstairs somewhere, I'm not going to go back downstairs and check it.
Some people swear by a warm bath or just something soothing, having time with their pet, because that always just makes you feel good. The other thing that a ton of teenagers do is use their bed to study. If you're on your bed, you're going to get tired because your brain and body, it's bedtime, cool, and you fall asleep. If you study at a desk, you study at a table, you don't study on your bed, that also actually helps. Keep the bed for sleeping.
I would definitely limit my contact with electronic devices, limiting contact with screens because the light that the screens create makes it more difficult to fall asleep. So if I were to go to bed early would help. If you don't want to go to bed early, it's really hard to motivate yourself. So if you really want to get more sleep, then you're going to have to plan your schedule accordingly.
Good luck to all of you on your sleep journey. Reporting for Newton North TV, this is Lilly Hacsi, signing off.
Thanks, Lilly.
Along with working on pieces for Tiger Vision, our hardworking students have been making NN Update pieces. Here are some highlights.
Have you ever found yourself hungry but can't go to the loft because you didn't bring your cash that day? Well, now with the help of a Major 3 culinary student, the loft has been able to implement a new system, Loft Bucks, a gift card for all customers.
Oh, I'm Noah Shanshiri, Major 3 in culinary. It's more responsibility from Major 1 and 2. I'm here 3 blocks a day, 12 blocks a week, so I have more of a management aspect as well as working in front of the house and back of the house. When the more increased management role came up, that's when I thought, let's make a change here. Well, we've always had the functionality of doing it, but it's never been implemented. So, we got a quote from a company, Plastic Cards. I sent a design to them. They sent the quote back to me with how much money it was. Couldn't afford it at the time. I reached out to the Village Bank and they were like, sure, why not? We can help out our community member. So this year we moved from our paper certificates to the Loft Bucks card, which is a plastic reusable card versus a one-time $5 certificate. So now this just gets run through our computer system and every number is assigned on the back, and then the students and faculty can load as much money as they want, just like a pay-as-you-go thing.
Next time you find yourself in the loft, grab a Loft Buck card and leave it in your backpack. You'll never know when you're in the need of a snack but left your wallet at home. For NNTV, this is Maya Mathews signing off.
Recently, the Newton Community Preservation Committee gave $114,000 to the school department to restore 3 murals. These murals currently hang at Newton North High School. However, not all students know what these murals are.
I think it's good. I don't know too much about it, but I think what it's doing is good for the school.
I was here during summer school, and I just saw it up one day, and I know it's community murals, but I don't know what that means.
Honestly, I didn't really notice it was there until just now.
I talked to Mr. Bassett, head of the history department, to find out more about these murals.
They were originally commissioned in 1936 to honor a Newton High School graduate who died serving in France in World War I. And then when we moved into this building, the side panels were rediscovered, and the city paid to have all 3 of them restored. It's pretty interesting to see how Newton has changed over time and how Newton sees itself has changed over time. So if you look at the center panel, you've got sort of this classic nuclear family with, the dad is at the pinnacle of the pyramid, and the family sort of arranged around him. And actually, when the center panel was in the cafeteria in 2000, the school commissioned a companion piece. That's the Millennial mural that's hung on Main Street since we moved. And that mural was commissioned to hang next to the center panel in the cafeteria at the old Newton North, in part to show how much the city has changed over the 20th century and how the city's view of itself had changed. So I hope the students like them, and I hope they can appreciate what we're trying to do here is preserve history of the city, history of the school, and really history of the United States, all in these tremendous pieces of public art.
Hopefully, these murals will be kept in good condition to commemorate Newton's past. For now, I'm Maddie A.L. for NNTV.
So we decided to go out and ask Newton North High School what they would do. They found themselves caught in a real-life horror movie. So if you were in a horror movie, how would you survive?
Probably wouldn't. Probably just stay in my room. The ghost would immediately get me.
Well, when something, comes out of nowhere, all of a sudden I have to go to the bathroom.
You always have to go to the bathroom?
Every time.
How would I survive? I would run.
I try and scare them before they scare me.
I would just need a baseball bat, and I could survive for a while.
Run. Yeah, I'll just run. Run and run and run and run.
Run like hell.
What are you going to do? You can't run from all these guys.
No, too
No,
fast.
you got to try and take it to them. Be on the offensive.
I wouldn't stay with the group. The group is always a bad idea.
They're going to hold you back?
Yeah, they're going to hold me back.
I just sprint.
You're a big guy. You think you could take them?
We'll have to see.
I don't know, you gotta use your mind. Think about their next step.
Never run upstairs is a thing, because that's how they
go through a window, escape.
Yeah. If he had a knife, I get a pitchfork. If he had a pitchfork, I get a long pitchfork.
Probably just use natural charm mainly.
So you would charm the killer?
Yeah, something along those lines.
I'm sure that'll work, right?
I think so.
So I think what we all learned from today is that if you find yourself in a situation when there's a killer clown chasing after you, all you have to do is use your natural charm, and he'll leave you alone. For NTV, this is Aidan Leary signing off.
Stories are everywhere and need to be told. So if you have an idea or feedback for us, email us at newtonnorthtv@gmail.com or hit us up on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook.
That wraps up this episode of Tiger Vision. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.